First of all, I would like to tell you that if you're watching this video first time, subscribe my channel to see my more upcoming videos on analysis of different commodities and equity indices. And second important thing is to watch this video till its end to understand this solely to take your decision. Your work will motivate me to be regular in working more hard for you. So let us start the day to analyze the movements of S&P 500 futures in different time frames. So friends, here you can see a monthly chart of S&P 500 futures. So here you can see that how the S&P 500 futures started an uptrend from February 2009, and this uptrend continued up to the level of 2110, where the S&P 500 futures found stiff resistance for several months and finally found a breakout in July 2016. And from here, the S&P 500 futures continued to rally upward up to 2826, where the S&P 500 futures found second resistance in January 2018, and this was the period when the tariff trade war started. This resulted in some downward moves in S&P 500 futures. So here you can see that how the S&P 500 futures found stiff resistance at the levels of 2950 in October 2018, and here some downward pressure continued up to June 2019, and finally once again the S&P 500 futures continued to move upward. But here you can see that how the S&P 500 futures found a sharp downward move in January 2020 when the first case of COVID-19 got confirmation. That resulted in a sharp jolting move when the S&P 500 futures tested a low at 2192 in February 2020. So here you can see that how the S&P 500 futures had already given a signal of an upcoming sharp downward move. Undoubtedly, once again, the S&P 500 futures continued this rally once again, and this continued up to the levels of 4817, where the S&P 500 futures found stiff resistance first time in December 2021, and once again the S&P 500 futures tried to move upward but could not go beyond 4817. This was the height what the S&P 500 futures tested during the month of January 2022, and since then we have seen a sharp fall up to 4225, but a sharp reversal was there during this month. Undoubtedly, the S&P 500 futures tried to move upward once again during the month of February 2022, but could not cross the immediate resistance at 4593 and continued to move downward up to the level of 4108. From here, a sharp reversal was seen during this month, but here you can see that how the S&P 500 futures have been constantly falling downward during the month of March, and here you can see that till Friday we have seen this fall to continue, and here you can see that how the S&P 500 futures continued to remain below 4404 during the month of March and finally closed the last week at 4206 after testing a low at 4142. So these three consecutive candles looks evident enough for a steep fall to continue. So here you can see that how the S&P 500 futures are trading well below the 9 days moving average in a monthly time frame, which looks evident enough for the continuation of a bearish rally in S&P 500 futures during the upcoming months. And here I find that the immediate support for S&P 500 futures is at 4128, and here if the S&P 500 futures are not able to hold the level of 4057 during this month, we'll see a fall to continue, where the next support can be seen at the levels of 3647, from where some bounce back can be seen, but I find that a bit down below this major support could drag down the S&P 500 futures well below the 26 days moving average. That will confirm the continuation of this correction where I find that if the S&P 500 futures find a breakdown below the levels of 3392 during the month of June 2022, we could find a sharp downward move up to the levels of 2025, where the S&P 500 futures could test the major support at 200 days moving average, from where we can see a sharp bouncing move once again. But here, if the S&P 500 futures continue to trade well below the lower end of HMO cloud in a monthly chart, we'll see some bearish pressure to continue after June 2022. So friends, now let's check this move in a weekly time frame. So here in a weekly time frame, here you can see that how the S&P 500 futures showing extreme weakness after the formation of this bearish crossover in a weekly time frame. So let me zoom this version for you. So friends, here in a weekly time frame, here you can see that how the S&P 500 futures have been sliding after testing this lifetime high at 4817 during the first week of January 2022, and since then the S&P 500 futures have been constantly falling, and this downward move is still continue, and the S&P 500 futures found a steep reversal from the levels of 4240 during the last week of January 2022. Once again the S&P 500 futures tried to move upward but could not cross the immediate resistance at the levels of 4602, and here you can see that how the S&P 500 futures once again tested this level, but here the formation of this exhaustive candle in the weekly time frame looks evident enough for the continuation of a sliding move. And here you can see the how the formation of this bearish crossover in a weekly time frame when the 9 days moving average has closed the 26 days moving average. That confirms the continuation of this slide during the upcoming weeks, where I find that a breakdown well below the levels of 4055 will confirm the continuation of this downward trend during the upcoming week, where the next target for the bears could be the lower end of HM cloud, which is currently at the levels of 3876. So friends, here you can see that how in the weekly time frame the S&P 500 futures have already been trading inside the HM cloud, and here I find that the S&P 500 futures could start the upcoming week with a gap down opening, where a breakdown below the levels of 4141 will confirm the continuity of downward trend in the S&P 500 futures, where I find that if the S&P 500 futures are not able to hold the lower end of HMO cloud in a weekly time frame, we'll see this downward trend to continue, where this fall could be more steeper, where the major support can be seen at 200 days moving average, which is currently at the levels of 3404. So friends, here I find that the volatility could be extremely higher during the upcoming weeks, but the overall trend will remain bearish due to growing uncertainty over the invasion of Ukraine. Now, Russian President Mr. Putin has played a fresh trump card on March 11th by announcing a complete ban on export of fertilizers to the West in order to counter the ban imposed on Russian export by the United States and some Western countries to isolate Russia from the rest of the world for its invasion in Ukraine on February 24th. So here I find that now this step could be more lethal than the other weapon, as Russia holds 13% of the total fertilizer production of the world. So this might be a more lethal instrument than a chemical weapon. The United States and some Western countries are busy in supplying latest weapons to Ukraine to counter Russian forces who are still creating terror in most of the Ukrainian cities. So here I find that this growing uncertainty will keep global equity markets under pressure. So here I find that the S&P 500 futures could see a steep fall from here if the S&P 500 futures are not able to defend the immediate support at 4057, where a big down below the lower end of the Chibuk cloud will confirm the continuity of selling in S&P 500 futures. So friends, here I find that the S&P 500 futures could find a big down well below the levels of 3887 during this week. So friends, here I find that during the upcoming week, the S&P 500 futures could start the upcoming week with a gap down opening well below the levels of 4142. And here I find that if the S&P 500 futures are not able to hold the level of 4057, will see this downward trend to continue, where a breakdown well below the low end of Ichimoku cloud will confirm the continuity of a sharp downward move in S&P 500 futures. And here I find that the S&P 500 futures could test the levels of 3402 during the upcoming weeks. And here I find that if the S&P 500 futures are not able to hold the major support at 200 days moving average, which is currently at the levels of 3403, we will see this fall to continue to test new lows. So friends, now let's check this move in a daily time frame. So friends, here in a daily time frame, here you can see that the formation of this bearish crossover when the 9 days moving average and the 26 days moving average crossed the 200 days moving average downward. So this has formed a bearish crossover in the daily time frame, and the S&P 500 futures are currently trading well below the 9 days moving average. That confirms the continuity of selling in S&P 500 futures, where the S&P 500 futures could start the upcoming week well below the levels of 4142. So friends, here I find that if the S&P 500 futures find a breakdown below the immediate support at 4057, we'll see this fall to continue during the upcoming week. So thank you friends, thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, don't forget to share this video with your more and more friends. Thank you.